So, fast forward, I think, 2.5 years since launching in esports, I don't think any of us could have predicted that we would be in the situation that we're in. The world would go through a global pandemic, but we were in a position where, unfortunately, like with the rest of the industry, our sport had to go dark. We had our real life Grand Prix either canceled or postponed. And we were left with a situation where we said, okay, what can we do with the existing tools that we have at hand to continue to deliver value for our fans? Because, I think there is a real recognition that the role that sports plays a role of providing escapism. It provides relief for our fans. And if we're not able to give them that with real life sport, can we do that through esports? And, the short answer to that was yes, we can. So we very quickly put together our virtual Grand Prix series, which we actually launched within the span of 5 days, believe it or not. Very busy 5 days, I might say, but it was very, very well received. And I think more than anything, we saw that we were actually able to give fans racing entertainment through the virtual, through our video game, and getting our real life Formula One drivers actually race against each other, maybe not in a real life car, but actually on our official Formula One game. And that created actually a lot of engagement, a lot of reach, not just within our existing audience, which of course it did, but it also gave us the opportunity to actually cross-pollinate with other industries as well. We used the opportunity to get megastars from other sports and wider media entertainment involved. We had Sergio Aguero participate, Aubameyang also sort of race for McLaren. We had the likes of Liam Payne from One Direction even sort of participate. So we were able to use this opportunity to widen the scope as well, eyeballs around Formula One, and we're hoping that as we go back racing next weekend actually, that we will see increased reach with the people who have followed us on our virtual journey, join us as well for, when we go back racing in the real world.
Our slogan, No Es Football, is La Liga. We're more than football. And having DJ on the panel here from EA sort of, affirms that, and what we've just recently announced with them, which is great, the continued tie-up with EA Sports for another significant amount of time, and working with them and their desire to grow the love of sport, and our desire to provide the best football platform that the participants can play is a great combination. So we're really looking forward to that. For us, it's been about extending our audience, expanding our audience and fan base beyond the 90 minutes of the game. It's making sure that we're constantly always on and trying to create things that are always engaging the fans, through the down periods as well, when there are no games played. It's connecting us to Gen Z, millennials, and these younger audiences, which we're all striving to get a handle on and understanding more about them.
There's a very different methodology via which you can engage a young fan, through either the real world of sport or the virtual one. The real world of sport is obviously the optimum experience. It is live, it is fluid and fluent in an amazing way that I think we've all grown to love. The virtual world is very different, because you're operating that game yourself and you're living out that fantasy. We can put you on the pitch of the Bernabeu in a way that even broadcast cameras can't. But the volumes of engagement differ wildly as well. I think there are 380 games in La Liga. In a given season, it's 35,000 minutes, give or take Fergie time. Conversely, in our game this year, we've had 8.5 billion games of FIFA. That's 56 billion minutes of content. So our ability to engage a young Gen Z audience and introduce them to the world of La Liga. I think La Liga, as of this morning, was 1 billion games authentically in FIFA 20 this year. That's an amazing amount of time and an opportunity to engage a fan and give them the context of that league and the culture of that league and the history and the players, and then educate and entertain them. But also for sponsors, what an amazing opportunity for a sponsor to be seen within that context. We are the most authentic representation of the real world of football. All sponsorships, all of the grounds, all of the teams in La Liga are fully authentic to the real world. And I think there is absolutely a strategy to engage young fans through video games, but also ultimately to drive them through to operate and understand the real world of the game through La Liga.
I mean, the number of ways this feature can be used by users and our partners, it's really huge. I give an example. I mean, we all remember iconic moments just listening the commentary. I mean, myself as Italian, I know exactly the 30-second commentary when Del Piero scored against Germany in 2006, for example. So all of us have these iconic moments, no? But the same, think about that. The same feature can be used and sponsored by brands as branded content. So, for example, when a team scores a goal, it can be associated with a brand, and a format can be bought by a brand. And so, generally speaking, I think that Twitter offers brands amazing and innovative opportunities, such as this one. Let me say that, generally speaking, in the digital industry, those who risk and try to test new things are often well rewarded in terms of visibility and innovation. And this is exactly the case.